I'm but a messenger, a co-creator. I pull from source from God. I was reincarnated into this body for a certain reason. I'm a 007 secret agent for the highest above. I'm also a walking tower moment for all the evil ones. You know, growing up, my stepdad had me so scared of Revelations, right? But his version of Revelations, his version of Revelations was dogma, like literally people floating in the sky. Well, I think that it was actually if you were gonna choose to ascend for the greater good rather than evil and greed. So Revelations was when the Mary Magdalene frequency was activated. And the people that didn't follow, that's their revelations. And we're about to see a really big tower moment. Right, Spacey? Something super healing for the earth because we've been living as wage slaves for people that chose to put us there for their own self-interest. There's like a hierarchy, right? So like the higher ones have the higher positions, and they put people like me in places like this, and they keep us in situations, and then certain people will end up taking their places, like destiny swapping. But it's different than what people thought. The destiny swapping is like taking jobs that were meant for other people or other people that deserved it. Wow. So, for example, like that recruiting company, I wonder if that has anything to do with this. And you know, there's this thing that happened. Spirit had had enough and put certain people in certain places to reveal certain things because some people are built different. You see, they were studying patterns, and certain people, they're just unpredictable. Like me, I'm a little unpredictable, so you couldn't really tell what my pattern would be. You didn't know my next move. And you also didn't know that I was a master at loopholes. It's kind of my whole thing. That's my whole job. Loopholes. Because I'm a walking paradox. I bring the destruction, I bring the healing. How is that possible at the same time? Well, we're about to see something unfold. And I don't really consume much media these days, but, oh, my tummy just growled. Kind of hungry. But, very hungry. I'm very hungry. But, anyways, I don't consume much media these days, but my favorite type of movies are the ones with a plot twist. It's like a lot of movies follow the same formula. But some minds are just more creative than others, I guess. When Spirit put me in, Spirit also had certain things in place and knew that I would just instinctually follow. So my pattern couldn't be recognized. So they couldn't put the right people in my path to keep me in one place. I also had certain protections in place that people weren't expecting, I guess. There was this thing that happened, and it scared me really bad at the time. Really bad at the time. So this is how you make that doesn't matter. Anyways, so I used to have this pregnancy pillow, and something was like burned on it, and it was so strange. It was like a sigil, and I didn't know what it was. Well, found out later on that it was Cassiel, Archangel Cassiel, but also the sign of Saturn. And it happened in the year of my Saturn return, 27. Cassiel is an archangel that watches but doesn't necessarily intervene. So all the things that happened to me in my childhood, in my life, were perfectly placed for a reason. And now we are here. Now, if those things didn't happen to me in my childhood, I probably wouldn't be here. But they made me stronger and resilient. And I always had people watching over me. I had my ancestors and angels, even though no one in my physical were looking over at me. I was never alone. And boy, do I have some powerful ancestors and vengeful and angry ancestors. I have both angels and demons on my side. As above, so below, and it's kind of fun that way. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and you know, I've seen a lot of crazy things in my life. Things that I wouldn't necessarily want to believe to be true, but they were, unfortunately. I had a really big betrayal wound, and I was wondering why everyone in my life betrayed me. It didn't really make sense. But I also didn't walk away fast enough sometimes. Well, I can't say that because all roads led me here, so everything was in divine timing. But I learned how to walk away faster. Sorry, my stomach, I'm so hungry, but I'm almost done with my makeup and then I'm gonna eat a sandwich. Okay, here's the finished makeup look. And I know I've been very cryptic, but I'll explain more later. You know how in some movies, you're kind of confused with what's going on until you figure it out? That's kind of like me. I'll make sense eventually.